So can you describe this then? If it's not even a Ponzi scheme that's meant to fail now, then what is it, a debt bomb or like a black hole that then is going to suck everything into it?
Oh, no, it was a Ponzi dynamic. You had to grow and grow and grow much more rapidly, which is why people poured on the toxic waste at increasingly fast rates in 2006, 2007.
But that's what I'm asking. This is a Ponzi scheme that then blows up and turns into a black hole.
Yeah, one institution, IndyMac, sold $80 billion of liar's loans in 1 year. In 4.5 years, it sold far more liar's loans than the entire savings and loan debacle. So IndyMac, all by itself, pretty much cost the same as the entire savings and loan debacle. See how intensifying, how much worse it gets if you don't fix the underlying problem.
So they knew, though. I mean, all along, they knew this was going to implode and then devastate things.
They were selling liar's loans. What was to know?
No, I mean, I understand
that. How more transparent can you get?
So clearly,
can you imagine coming to the regulators saying, "Hi, we've got a new strategic business plan. Great. What is it? We're going to make fraudulent loans." Oh, okay.
And so this is key, Professor. You're saying that, I mean, just on record, that the people that remove these laws, because I remember seeing Senator Dornan and others say this was going to happen on the floor, but he was against it. They knew from setting it up, from running it up to running it down, they fully knew, and this was premeditated.
No, I'm not saying that. I don't know that Congress knows. I'm telling you that in the trade, everybody knew that if you made something called a liar's loan, it was because they were frauds overwhelmingly, and that it was going to produce a disaster. Now, Congress, of course, is paid not to know, right? The bankers don't go in front of Congress and say, "Hi, we want to produce a disaster. Please take our money." They tell Congress, "Hey, we have this wonderful new thing, financial derivatives." And everybody, which is to say us, on Wall Street, says this is the greatest thing since sliced bread, right? And everything's going to be wonderful, and we need it because unless we have it, we can't compete with the German massive, what are called universal banks that can do anything. So we have to get rid of every protection we've ever put in place in the United States so that our big banks can compete with their giant banks. That's how they sold it to Congress.
But obviously somebody in Congress before knew it was bad, or it wouldn't have been illegal previously.
Well, yes, because we did an investigation and we found the facts. So I urge your listeners to join us in demanding an investigation of what caused the problem, and, of course, that we then fix the problem as opposed to ignore it.
All right, in your own words.
Fix it after the Great Depression, and it worked for, a whole 2 generations of Americans.
All right, well, we're going to get into solutions in the final segment coming up, and also want folks to get your book, The Best Way to Rob a Bank is to Own One, by our guest, William K. Black. But Mr. Black, specifically, you've been very critical, even though you were a supporter of Obama, of Geithner and others. Specifically, what has Geithner been up to? I mean, isn't he a central figure in all of this?
Absolutely, and he makes it absolutely clear that Obama, in this category, finance, was continuing the Paulson policies, because Geithner was Paulson's right-hand man. And you would have thought that would have disqualified him, but for some reason that was viewed as a positive by the Obama administration. And so he was not only kept on, he was promoted to Treasury Secretary. And, of course, he's continued these policies, and in some ways he's actually made them worse. And that's saying something, because the Paulson policies were horrific.
And then Obama comes out and says, I'm fighting the CEO bonuses. And then it turns out he wrote the executive order and told Senator Dodd to write the loophole in the stimulus package. I mean, that is a new level in arrogant lying.
Well, and it's not just that, because the press reports also show that Treasury is currently working behind the scenes with Wall Street to try to exempt them effectively from even the existing laws that were passed in part over the opposition of the Obama administration.
Oh.
Right? In the stimulus bill, and this again, but, don't give up, folks. In the stimulus bill, there was a revolt among Democrats. And in complete opposition to what President Obama wanted, they put some restraints on bonuses and compensation into the stimulus bill. But, of course, as I said, the reports are that the Obama administration is now trying to work with Wall Street to help evade those restrictions. We need to re-energize both sides of the aisle to stop this.
Mr. Black, what does it mean when they do these stress tests to the banks and then say to the banks, don't tell the public what we found, and then it leaks that the banks are really in dire situation?
Oh, no, it doesn't leak that they're really in dire situation. They're busy leaking the propaganda that everything's wonderful. And it's being picked up uncritically in places like Bloomberg and the New York Times. The stress tests are a sham, and I've said that. People can go on the web, sites like Naked Capitalism, and see excerpts of my reasons why it's a sham. I predicted in advance it would be a sham, and it's obviously proven to be a sham.
That's my next question. And we're about to break, where can people find the body of your work? It's prolific. I mean, they can buy your book in stores, but how do folks find your writings? Just Google William K. Black?
That will work, although you'll get many hits.
Or go to, you said thenakedcapitalist.com? Or?
Naked Capitalism is one of the financial blog sites. You can look at Huffington Post. You can look at Cato.
All right, stay there, sir. We really appreciate you being with us. An amazing individual, William K. Black, is our guest. We'll be right back.